What's up, YouTubers? Jose Quiñones, the CNC Dude here. Hey, finally, we get to see what on earth is it that I have been working on for so many months. But first, please allow me to apologize, as I had for literally lost some footage, which I'm showing here, and I'm so embarrassing. I mean, I literally thought this footage was lost, and then one day I look on top of my table, and there is this SD card, and I realized, I never downloaded this footage. So sure enough, that's where I found the missing pieces of the slab and the driveway and how they're pouring the concrete and all the stuff. But that's basically what you're looking at here. These are some missing spots, missing segments. Now, once all of this concrete was complete, it was just basically a waiting game. Metal got delivered. That actually took days or maybe a week, and then it sat there for even more time before the welders got ready, because the welders were busy with some other stuff. But eventually the welders showed up, and that's where the true excitement began. Now here we're seeing the first day of the construction. I gotta tell you, this day was just basically mostly measure and cut, measure and cut, measure and cut, which of course, I mean, that's the name of the game at first. So that's what you're seeing here. They're just basically taking a bunch of steel and measuring, cutting. But finally we get to see a little columns being welded into place, and wow, that was an exciting moment when finally I get to see the fruit of this project. This is no longer a rectangle, now it is a box, not a cube, but a box. So just to see this structure, wow, that was incredible. Now here, next step, once they have the base of the rectangle, or I should say the box, now we need to work on the roof. So they are working on the eaves, and of course, once again, a bunch of measuring and cut, measuring, cut, measuring, cut, some welding, and they had this gigantic arm. We're gonna see it real soon. This arm is basically picks this up as if you were picking up a twig. And here we go. That guy is just incredible. I mean, but of course, I mean, human-made machinery is no trivial feat. Here's some aerial footage of the enclosure, I should say, or the box before they started doing the eaves. But you get an idea of what it looks like. By the way, the footprint is 2,400 square feet. It's 60 by 40. I had my mind set on that size for years. And here they're going to start installing the eaves and the roof skeleton, and the pitch in this case has to be 612, because that's a requirement of my community, that the pitch has to be 612 or more. They're doing some ribs in here, and once you start seeing this, now it's like more concrete, still a skeleton, but it's much more concrete, it's taking shape. So these are exciting moments just to see all of this happening. Lots of action. Here's what it looks like. Probably we are, man, I gotta say, maybe 3 or 4 days at this point in time, but I really don't recall because it's been a while. I mean, I'm recording this video today. It is Memorial Day, but this happened probably in February, so 3 months ago. What you're seeing here is February time frame, I believe. Maybe the beginnings of March, actually, because this was before COVID, and eventually, they came back to do a little more welding on the structure and start preparing for installing doors. I think that's what we're gonna see next. And yeah, that's where they're gonna get to install doors, windows, frames for the different roll-up doors and stuff like that. Preparations basically. And also the lean-to. There is a little lean-to here, which is was put in place. I wanted a lean-to just to give my family something. So the workshop is for me to do my work on my projects, but I wanted a lean-to so we could spend some time together, do some barbecuing, just some area that the family can enjoy. Now they're doing the doors, and I remember, as a joke, I told my friends, well, I have doors, so now I can go into the workshop. These are little moments that are kind of insignificant. I mean, truly doesn't mean anything, but for people that have been working on this project for so long, I mean, it took me 8 years to get this done. it is one of those moments in where you are like, wow, I mean, this is taking place, this is becoming real. These are the doors that I'm gonna use to walk in and out of this sacred to me space, right? I mean, it's just incredible that this is actually taking place. But like I said, it took me 8 years. There were so many roadblocks. You gotta find a place, you gotta get permit from the city, but eventually you start seeing all of that sheet metal being screwed into the walls. So the skeleton now has skin. The sheathing process is the day when you start seeing that skin being grabbed into place, and now that is no longer a skeleton. Now it's going to become the workshop where I'm going to spend hopefully a lot of time working with cool projects that I was not able to tackle before, right? That's the mindset, at least. I mean, I'm hoping that's going to happen. As you can see here, they're doing the walls, and shortly after, they're going to start working on the roof. You're going to see much right now because it's behind that tree, but here it comes, the roof. Now, I got to say, the delivery process for the building, it was done in 3 batches. That was a little bit intriguing. Why not just one batch of metal? So the skeleton was first, and then the sheet metal was second, but for whatever reason, they didn't send the right part. So for a little bit, the workshop had to sat incomplete while we wait for the third batch to finish it up. Now here we see a little aerial of how it is looking, but that wall was eventually completed and the roof was completed, except that there were 2 areas that were not complete. If you look at the center of the roof, at the center, that aperture, that was there for basically a couple of weeks while the third batch was sent. And that aperture in between the roof and the lean-to, that was also there until they finish the third with the third batch. So a little bit of finishing, spouts, and just trims. And that's, I believe that's March 28th when they finish. And I had to wait until the last pieces of metal to finish the workshop were complete. So at this point in time, I really cannot do anything. I cannot move anything into the workshop. There are actually leaks. But also the workshop is not insulated. So I really don't want to move anything until the workshop is insulated. And about 2 weeks after the workshop was complete, and now the insulators are in, and I realized I haven't taken any footage of the completed workshop before insulation. So I rush in as they are working to cover everything before the spray foam and take quick shots of the different corners and how does the workshop look without insulation, but basically fully complete, fully assembled. And as you can see here, the floor is dirty, and I'm not worried about that yet. But here it is, complete. I have fully assembled, fully insulated. This is it. This is complete. This is the workshop, the dream workshop that I have been working so hard to finally obtain. And these are moments of incredible happiness because I tell you, I mean, this is like one of those successes in life. I mean, as I like to tell my friends, this is not something you go to a Walmart and say, hey, give me a workshop. This took an incredible amount of effort, and finally it's complete. So all we see here is one broom. Everything else is empty. The floors are soiled. So eventually I had to take some time to clean that up because it was incredibly muddy. Which is intriguing because, the guy who made the slab, they left that looking like a freaking mirror. It was spotless. But throughout the build of the workshop, all of the machine going in and out, the rain, all that crap, ridiculous amount of mud were accumulated on the floor. So that was a freaking pain. Now here I am trying to broom this the whole space, 2,400 square feet. And I gotta tell you something. 2,400 square feet are going to be amazing for putting machinery, working on projects, but you don't want to have to clean that up. That is an impossible feat, I think. So here I'm using my vacuum cleaner. By the way, I don't have electricity, so that's one with an extension to the house. Eventually I realized, the only way to get rid of all this crap is with my pressure washer. So I spent days cleaning this puppy up, removing all of that soil and mud and crap from the workshop floor. It was a feat. But at the end of the day, what matters is the results and how something changes throughout time. And I think this is an improvement. So I'm extremely happy about this morphology. Hey, I want to thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, and as you can see, more to come. So stay tuned.